So the convention is designed to put as much hate on Clinton as they possibly can. Some of the speakers they have had look like people who have escaped from some kind of a goddamn asylum that's way out in the woods where people can't go by because one of the inmates may break out and come running down the road with axes and shit in their hands. That's what some of these people have looked like. And the way they've talked. Now, I understand that political conventions are supposed to slice and dice the opposition. But I can't remember one where it was suggested that the other candidate should be executed. What the fuck? And I can't remember one where people held up signs said, lock her up. What about George goddamn Bush and Dick Cheney? Bush, who's responsible for 2 million deaths at least. Come on. This is madness. This is I mean, the whole world is watching this. And they must be looking at this thinking, what the fuck has happened in the United States of America? They have gone totally off the rails, totally berserk. I've never seen anything like this, and I hope I never do again. Now, I've been saying in the past couple, 3 weeks that Trump is going to be the next president. And I hope that's just a bullshit talk on my part. I hope that's not the case. I really do. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean, Mike, that you hope Hillary Clinton will? Look, I don't hope any of these people would become president. My hope was for Bernie Sanders. Where in the hell has he gone? Where is Sanders? Maybe he's plotting something with the Libertarian Party, or I would vote Libertarian at this point. If Weld and Johnson are on the ballot here in Atlanta, I will vote Libertarian. And I'm not one. But because I found out that the Green Party is not on the ballot here in Atlanta. I don't think, here in Georgia, I mean. So I get the impression, and I mentioned this the other night when I read from 1984, this is hate week. You know, they had 2 minutes hate in 1984 in the novel, but they also had hate week, didn't they? Where they worked themselves into fever pitches against Goldstein, Emmanuel Goldstein. Well, Hillary Clinton is Emmanuel Goldstein to these people, these delegates. It's just, I don't know what it is. I don't have any words. I've said this the past couple of podcasts. I have no idea. I don't have the vocabulary to describe what is happening in Cleveland. You know, Manafort and the Republican, the Trump group of thugs get there, and the first thing they do is piss all over John Kasich's shoes. They're in his fucking state. And they just, the things that Manafort said about him. Here's the kicker. You want to hear the kicker? Here it is right here. Donald Trump badly wanted to name John Kasich his vice presidential running mate, reportedly offering to make the Ohio governor the most powerful vice president in history. According to a New York Times Magazine report today, a senior advisor to Kasich spoke with Donald Trump Jr., the nominee's eldest Nazi son, a few weeks after the Ohio governor suspended his campaign and left Trump the last candidate standing. The advisor said Donald Trump Jr. offered Kasich a place on the ticket and noted that his father's running mate would be in charge of both domestic and foreign policy. Well, fuck yes! Trump does not want the responsibility. He wants to say, I won, look at me, I won. Read the article in the New Yorker. Oh my God, read it. Please, read it. This is a sick man. Sick. When the advisor asked what that would leave for Donald Trump to do if Kasich was going to handle both domestic and foreign policy. I mean, think about that for a minute. And this little fucking Nazi, Donald Jr., answered when the advisor asked what that would leave for Trump to do. Donald Jr. reportedly replied, "Making America great again." A Trump source denied to CNN that Kasich was offered such an opportunity, but simultaneously confirmed he was vetted. The source said, his vetting read like a trashy novel. Please read Jane Mayer's article. If you read nothing else, read it. NewYorker.com. Oh my God. As the chief executive, it says here, this is from U.S. News and World Report, as the chief executive of the state hosting the Republican National Convention, Kasich was expected to take a prominent role running the show in Cleveland. Instead, he has visibly avoided convention events, drawing criticism from Trump's campaign. Of course, this is what they do. They insult people, and when the people say, well, fuck you, I don't want anything to do with you. Oh, you're a loser. You're just a punk. You don't know what you're talking about. You're failing. You're no good. You're shit. And where'd you get those crappy clothes? Get out of here. I don't even want to see you. Get him out. Get him out. The guy who wrote The Art of the Deal, his name was on the cover of the book, by the way, as a co-writer, Schwartz. But if you read the article in the New Yorker magazine, I think it'll give you an insight, it did me, that up to this point I didn't have about Trump. And Schwartz goes right ahead and tells Jane Mayer what he discovered is that Trump is a fascist. Now, you and I have known that for months. But here's the guy who, when was it, 85, 86, 87, when he wrote this book when Trump was only, 39 years old or some such shit? And Mayer, or not her, she wrote the article, but Schwartz, who wrote Art of the Deal, he said that he has been bothered and felt guilty about this since Trump decided to run for president. He doesn't know what the fuck to do. He doesn't know what to do. He feels like he created the Frankenstein monster. Because if you read the article, you'll find that just about everything that's in the Art of the Deal is a lie. And Schwartz comes out and says he has never met a person who so easily lies about everything. Everything. And then I think, I read this today, and I spent some time tonight looking at the faces of these fucks, the delegates at the Republican National Convention. And I think to myself, it's incredible. They have no idea who they're chanting for, just like they didn't know in Italy, and they didn't know in Germany in the 20s and 30s. They had no fucking idea who Mussolini or Hitler was going to turn out to be. But offering Kasich the vice presidential slot and saying, you'll be in charge of foreign and domestic policy. What the fuck is left? Interstellar policy? Solar system policy? So Trump was saying, save my ass, John. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Come, run things, please. Not that Trump would ever say that like that, but he has his Nazi son go say it for him in so many words. Meanwhile, Trump can strut around like a peacock with his bitches and his Nazi sons and blah, 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 look at me, I'm coming on my helicopter. Look at me, I'm coming through a cloud of smoke or some such shit. Right? Huh?